Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. How are you doing today, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be getting into your weekly tarot reading for the end of March 2023, Aquarius, going into April. All right, I have your Celtic cross already laid out here, and I'll tell you what makes my tarot readings different from a lot of tarot readers on this platform here is that while I will, yes, tell you the good things that are coming into your life right now, should you follow in this energy, I connect to your spiritual team. I try to provide to you right now, Aquarius, a blueprint of what's going on in your life so you have some clarity there, but also a sense of direction about what to be doing next to continue to get to an outcome. And so your spiritual team comes in to tell you what they want you to put energy into and what to pull out from, so on and so forth. So if that sounds good to you, Aquarius, then just keep on listening to me babble, I suppose. So in your current position right now, Aquarius, you have the Justice card, and then in your Challenger's position, you have the Hermit card. And so right now for you, Aquarius, it's really important, I feel like, for you to hear this message or to have an understanding of this, not because it's me, right? And I have confidence in my tarot readings, Aquarius, but it's because of what you're able to do and where your current trajectory is going, right? And so you have such a beautiful outcome available to you should you take this next exit, Aquarius. But I feel like for you right now in your headspace, you have a plan to be like, no, I'm going to skip the next like 5 exits and I want to take this next one. I feel like just driving forward a little bit more. And, you know, while I don't believe right now, Aquarius, that right now or ever, I don't believe that tarot should tell you how you should live your life. But I can tell you that if you were to, you're going to be having some opportunities presenting to you in the coming days, Aquarius, that if you were to take this next exit, which you're not fully aware of right now, and when it pops up for you, this opportunity, because when I say exit, I like to speak in analogies and metaphors, Aquarius, so hopefully it's not too confusing, but I like to use that so you can better understand like how you would apply it to your specific life when it comes to these general readings, Aquarius. So like an opportunity is going to be coming forward to you because you have a current trajectory of like what you want to be creating, what you want to be having under your name in like 5 years. And right. And that's all fine and dandy, but I know a quicker route. That's essentially what your tarot cards are saying today. Is like there's a quicker route to this, and they're going to be presenting to you these different routes, these different exits in the shape of opportunities that don't quite look initially like what you wanted to be doing. All right, Aquarius. And so your oracle card for this week is the flow. All right, it's flow, Miss Flow, honey. No. So in this card, it represents for you where it's like kind of just trusting the process. I always like to tell people the best analogy I can ever say for people when you're getting into your soul's purpose is like imagine you're going, there's like a river, right? And you're swimming in the river, and your intentions, like where you want to be going, you see it or like you visualize it and you tell yourself it's like, oh, I got to swim in this direction to get to the outcome that I want. And so your spiritual team, they hear what outcome you're wanting. They're just like, all right, well, we know a better route or a route that's would be a lot more fulfilling for you to get to that same desire, but maybe look a little bit different. So it's like two different streams going, two different currents going. You're trying to go upstream or what you perceive to be upstream, and your spiritual team is trying to take you downstream, right? And so you're fighting against a current, but that downstream current is a little bit stronger. So inevitably, you're going to be going down to that same path anyways. Like, I feel like for you, Aquarius, I don't want you to stress out too much and be like, oh, I don't want to make the wrong choice and commitments, because you understand, Aquarius, already that hi Haskell, by the way. That's one of my friends here that's an Aquarius, and I don't know if he's even going to watch this one, but I just was thinking about him. Anyways, you're going to be getting to that destination anyway, so don't be overthinking these. You acknowledge that yes, and the future can change, and you know, yada yada yada, but you are destined for certain things here, Aquarius. All right, in your Four of Pentacles, or in your Four of Pentacles, in your past position, Aquarius, you have the Four of Pentacles here. All right. You are afraid of investing your time or energy into things or people because you ended up having to pull out from it at some point in time. But the thing I kind of want to chastise you about right now, Aquarius, is that I fear that the reason why you're going to be ignoring these different opportunities is the sense of where you're telling yourself, like, oh, I'm too busy, or you're afraid of trying out something because you're afraid of it not working out, which then in effect, which is understandable, right? You know, survival instincts, darling, right? You don't want natural selection to be taking you out. But it's almost a sense of where you have like this you catastrophize things. I think I called you Gemini earlier. I apologize, Aquarius, but you catastrophize things here, Aquarius, where like you feel like it'll be all over if you were to try something out. All right. And so what your spiritual team is trying to tell you is just like, just like when you offer a kid, it's like, oh, try this one thing out. You don't know if you'll like it or not. You know, don't be the kid that's so stubborn and saying it's like, oh, nope, I already know I don't like it. It's just like, give it a try. Right, that's what I see here for you, Aquarius, is like your spiritual team is just like, just give this a try, Aquarius. I know right now you don't really want to be seen by people. You don't want to add any more onto your plate because you've been dealing with a lot of chaos in your past, a lot of damage control I hear that you've been having to do in your life, whether it was involving you or someone that you love, right? You've been dealing with a lot there, but I just want you to be able to be aware about what's available to you, Queen of Wands, all right? And that's in your near future position, Aquarius. And so I really do see if you were to chase after this opportunity here, it would really break the cycle, all right? That tower energy. And while you might be seeing this tower energy, Aquarius, and you're like, oh, Velka, girl, I do not want this. This is the very opposite of what I'm wanting, right? You're wanting stillness. You're wanting peace. And I don't think you're wrong in that, but you're wanting stillness and peace if you were in the same environment, right? So think about it like this, Aquarius, right? It's like this sense of where I run into you in the middle of the woods, right? And you've been out in the woods for like months on end. Don't ask why you've been in the woods, but you've been in the woods, you've been in a situation, in an environment for months on end, right? And the woods is spooky. Like, you had to, you got some cuts and bruises. Like there's certain situations that you were a little bit sketch, right? But so you figured out your own space that, that you analyzed, that you built out and all this. And then I come along and I'm just like, oh, hey, Aquarius, like if you leave this circle, I know this is your comfort zone in this discomfort here. If you leave this, situation, you leave this cave and just follow me, you have to travel through this woods, but by the end of it, like it's going to pay off. But I feel like in your head right now, you're paralysis by river analysis because you've been in survival mode for so long that you can't entertain daydreaming, right? You don't have the privilege in being able to be hopeful right now because you have to take things at face value. You have to survive. That's where your headspace is at here. But so it's like that sense of where it's like you don't want to rock the boat anymore. But if you knew for a fact that tower moment, if you knew for a fact that you could trust me and be like, okay, like let me just listen to Velka, he'll take me out of this, like then you would welcome that change. Does that make sense? So I understand that you want peace if you were going to just be dealing with more of the same thing. If more conflict happened or being uncomfortable happened, you still ended up in the same spot, right? What I'm trying to tell you here, in your environment currently, you have the World card, all right? This is the ending of the Fool's Journey, the ending of the book, the ending of a book here, right? It's time for you to break that cycle, Aquarius, but it requires for you to take action, all right? Three of Wands, this Devil card, it requires for you to take action. And what Spirit is really trying to get across here is that you can't catastrophize things, and you can't give your, you've shown that clearly, Aquarius. But if you continue catastrophizing things, what you think is survival, like helping you survive, yeah, it's helping you survive, but are you happy, right? And so you have to make the hard decision and being like, are you happy or not? No? Then yeah, it's time to be a little bit uncomfortable here. But what Spirit's trying to provide for you, well, yes, initially, I don't like, that's the thing. This is like, I don't feel like this is like what's going to be coming forward to you is something that you would be miserable in doing, right? I feel like it's something that you would enjoy doing, but maybe you would have to put yourself out there. Maybe you would have to be vulnerable, Maybe you would have to speak in front of a camera. Maybe you would have to talk to people. Maybe you would have to showcase your art rather than keeping it all internally, right? That's what I think this is here for you. And you haven't done it because you experience paralysis by overanalysis. You think of all these different outcomes of what could be, and it's just like, well, girl, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they don't exist, right? That's just, if you take tarot readings in at any point in time, you know, I know sometimes we can get lost in the sauce where it's like we convince ourselves that, you know, bad things just never happen if you just change your mindset, right? If you just have them, if you just think of higher vibes, right? It's not realistic, darling. You know, you have your work cut out for you here. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I don't think it's going to be that uncomfortable for that long. I feel like for you, you catastrophize it. Your imposter syndrome psychs you out about it. You convince yourself you already know the outcome of things, so why even bother? And, you know, just some food for thought, Aquarius. I don't know how this is going to resonate in your life and your story, but let me know in the comments below. But that's the weekly tarot reading that I have for you today, Aquarius. Hopefully something in here resonated. If you want to book a private one-on-one reading with me, I only do it through my website, SimplyVelca.com. And my friend Minopond Tarot, you've probably seen his videos, has a new newsletter. Winningpond.com is it's loaded with a bunch of spiritual content. I'll leave a link to it down below if you want to check it out. It's free. And yeah, I'll connect you sometime in the near future, Aquarius. Bye, darling.